up, guys? I am Jenna X, and you're watching Jenna X. I have a special guest with me today. What's up, Ready Player X? How are you doing?
Doing good. Jenna, how are you today?
I'm fabulous, guys. I'm excited because Player X is one of my really good friends, and it's awesome that I get to have you on the show to talk about what you're doing, which I think is absolutely fascinating. But I also keep this little gem that you made for me right on my desk, guys. You have to check this out. He made me my own token. So, Player X, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell everybody what exactly it is that you are doing?
So I go by Player X. A lot of you guys may know me. My real name is Noah Gunn. Real life, I'm a respiratory therapist. I'm a medical guy. I've been in crypto since about 2018, January at the peak of everything. I dropped all my money in January and just been learning the space ever since. And about 2 years ago, got into 3D graphic designs and animations. That has led me into digital art, where now we are using lasers and different technologies. We are deploying into the space industry now. We are currently in space as of Tuesday, September 10th, with several rocket launches scheduled for 2024. One of which is the lunar moon rover that will be
Moon.
launched.
Nobody's moaning.
But this will be launched on SpaceX. We've got a couple different assets that are being looked at to see which ones are going to be launched. We have brought in a company called DAM, Digital Asset Management, where we are going to be a licensed securities, going to be producing things throughout the United States and available through Europe as well.
Wow, that's insane. So, okay, I want to know more about this rocket that just went up. How many people put their projects on it? What does that mean? Like, how did they put their projects on it? What does it mean for those creators? Can you break it down?
Yeah, so we had the Perrin 2 through Space Force 2 that was launched on last Tuesday. There were 24 slots for artists, of which I held two of those. So there are technically 23 artists that went up on that rocket out of the 24 slots. So these NFTs have reached space, and they will be tokenized and available here to us for purchase through the Copernic Space platform. We will be using funds like this to further explore space, and we're providing opportunities for many different brands and creators, businesses, corporations to grow. Like, a lot of big companies have done all there is to do here on planet Earth. The only thing left for them to do is reach space. And through Copernic, Lady Rocket, Grant Bleasdale, we are going to be able to provide that service to them.
It was so funny because I was talking to Lady Rockin'. I just love her, by the way. Her energy is amazing. And, you just see this little ball of energy with the blue hair, and she's so much fun, always having a great time. And I was like, I want to know what she's doing. So I had a talk with her, and I was like, why space? And she was like, well, I've already been successful on Earth. I want to be successful in space. And I was like, that's amazing. But they actually come from a long line, of space and
Three,
everything like that. Yeah, this is three
three
generations.
generations, yeah. So Lady Rocket's father, he was a pioneer in the Polar Space Agency. And the Perrin 2 rocket is essentially the culmination of everything that is Polish Space Agency to date. So where he was a general within the army of Poland and all of these things, she moved here to the United States. She has her son Grant. He's heavily involved in the space industry as well. And he and a few of his partners have created on the Polygon blockchain, Copernic Space, where we are tokenizing space assets, sending real art, physical arts, digital arts, and a lot of different products. I can't speak too much on how far this goes just yet. And anybody has the opportunity to do this through this platform.
Right. And so, like, you just go there, you buy one of the NFTs, right? And then you can participate. Is it that simple?
Yeah, so they have a different line. They have different lines of passports. They have your citizenry, where you have basic access. You can participate. There are returns if you become a space asset sales representative, or however you want to look at it. You get returns on everything that you do. Now you can step up into an ambassadorship where I'm at.
Mhm.
I've made it a big goal to try to achieve as many passport holdings as I can. Through passport ownership, the access gained to the like some very large organizations, you become part of that. So
Wow.
what we've done today is we have done work for Save the Children with the United Nations.
Wow.
There were tokens presented to the United Nations at the UNGA about 2 weeks ago that were accepted that are now over in Europe. We have done tokens for Mattel for Barbie that we're using to raise funds for little girls in Ukraine.
Mhm.
On the Perrin 2 rocket, we put Lady Rocket actually put a Barbie collection, physical Barbie dolls in that rocket and sent them to space.
Wow.
Again, funding little girls in Ukraine. We're looking into things for a gentleman we know by the name of Prophet, that he is currently, I believe it's about 1,600 children that he feeds daily, that we are
Wow.
helping fund that organization as well. We have done just Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for the Metaverse Summit, as well as the Economist
Mhm.
Space Industry. They had their symposium this week where we created a couple of tokens for them. Those were accepted. Those will be sent off to London as of Monday.
Wow.
Um, we are doing something currently today for the eclipse. I'm going to let Lady Rocket maybe touch on that a little bit. She'll be joining us here soon,
Okay.
hopefully. Honestly, the studio link, if you can, Jenna, send her that link. Do you have her
I
SMS?
just I just dropped it into her Twitter. Um I can share it to, do you just want me to text it to her?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
make it easy on her. Just send it to her via text so that she can set up the studio and join when she can. Because
Okay,
she's,
so
go ahead.
can I ask you a really dumb question? What happens to the rockets after they're sent off? Do they like come back down to you? Do they end up somewhere? Like, where do these rockets go?
So the Perrin 2 is a reusable rocket. So
Okay.
there were two sets of the NFTs sent up, one of which we knew was just going to get incinerated. So one set went up on the body, and they did not survive the trip. But we also put physical items inside the rocket, so they were
Mhm.
housed and safe. So those did return to Earth. These have been in space, and they are back. Now, when we look into SpaceX, those assets will likely not return. The digital forms will be sent to the moon. The physical forms will be sent to the moon. The materials that we're using to create these tokens are already approved for space travel. They're not going to be reacting when they get into orbit.
Okay.
So those assets will likely not return to Earth.
Why do people want to buy things that have gone to space?
Who do you know that owns anything that is in space?
I don't know anybody that owns anything from space, so I think, is that why?
There's a lot of people that want to own things in space.
That is so amazing to me. Could you just kind of, before Eva gets on, for anybody who's watching and doesn't know, because I don't like to assume that everyone knows everything, can you explain kind of what tokenizing an asset means and like what this means to you for your project?
Yeah, so again, we're working with digital asset management. They are
Mhm.
specialists in securities. So we are technically tokenizing every single launch, every landing that we're a part of. So if a person wants to make a name, if they want to build their brand, if they want to be part of the space race and reach the
Mhm.
cosmos, they
Mhm.
can do that. Now, we all know that NFTs sometimes can be a little bit sketch, that people start saying things or making statements that generally creates a illegal security.
Sure.
So this is being done in a way where we can make these sorts of statements and everything is legitimate, it is licensed, and people are able to own a part of history as we build this.
Okay.
This is all brand new. Nobody on
Yeah.
the planet is doing this.
This is amazing. I love it. And think about like if nobody else is doing this, you have a first mover advantage. That's amazing. I love it. So what are you doing with, I don't think you've mentioned this yet. You're creating a token, right?
Yes.
Can you tell us about it?
So I have a couple different lines of tokens. I have not made anything available to the public yet.
Okay.
We are focusing very much on exclusivity and limited production. We will be helping fund a lot of different space related industries through our endeavors. This is not something that just falls back on me, player X. I went to space. Hey, look at me.
Mhm.
There is a lot of people that are involved in this, a lot of large corporations that are getting behind what we're doing here. We have access to many different visual satellites where we are helping. So, rhinos, for example, is one of our main missions where we're running out of rhinos. We're running out of white rhinos. So, with the satellite imagery, we're able to track these rhinos and basically keep a live view on them.
Yeah.
So in the middle of the night, we start seeing headlights pulling up. We can make a call and prevent the death.
Wow.
We have people involved in it that are tracking our clouds, tracking our wind patterns, and different brush uh, buildups of brush, like especially in California. They stopped doing their forestry services. So there's a lot of fires going. So we're able to now look at the different terrains and kind of focus in on where the danger zones are and see if we can't get things cleared out to prevent casualties.
Wow. That is dope. That's an amazing use of satellites and everything. Um, yeah, guys, if you have any questions for Player, definitely drop them in the chat. Now is the time to ask. So we are talking about Copernic Space, and let me pull up their website real quick. You guys have had a lot of spaces going on all about this. Do you know any future plans for Copernic? Like anything that you can drop, or is it like a lot of it hush hush?
A lot of it right now is still pretty under wraps. We're still having a lot of meetings in the background.
Mhm.
The tokens themselves, they're very much tied to specific projects, specific people, various different celebrities, and large corporations that are getting behind and supporting our movement. Um, yep.
Yeah, so I saw that you had celebrity token creator or
Mhm.
artist on your profile. So you're literally helping celebrities create their own space tokens.
Yes.
If you're transacting in space, there's no regulations, right?
Um, I suppose probably not, but being as we all reside here the, on Earth, we're all regulated by that. So if we're doing things that are existent in space, we're still
Mhm.
regulated upon that. So that's why we have dam exchange involved. That way, we don't really have to worry too much about doing things outside the spec of the Securities Exchange Commission.
Yeah, gotcha. And guys, just like a little backstory on Copernic Space because they are the ones who are making all of this possible. I talked to Grant and his mom the other day. I mean, they are like they blow my mind what they're doing right now. Little backstory: while building a national space program, the grandfather of our CEO and the father of our co-founder created his theories about democratizing access to space. The founders of Copernic Space are making that theory a reality after years of hands on experience and participation in space initiatives at Vandenberg Space Force Base. We realized that space needed a dramatic solution that empowered the industry to offer on demand space assets and investments to the commercial market and public and general public. So, right now it's just like a marketplace on here and everything. But you can definitely go through it. You can check out the passports. I just think it's really neat to be able to have any tokenized assets that are, going to be in space, which I think is pretty dope.
You're a passport owner too now, aren't you?
I'm getting one 100%. Oh, I'm so getting on this. We have a special guest in the
Oh,
house.
no, there you
Hello,
are.
hello. Can you hear me
Hello.
okay?
We can hear you. Hello, Lady Rocket. How are you?
Hello, thank you, Jenna, for having me. And welcome to your incredible audience. And look behind me. This is Los Angeles sun. We just had a sun eclipse, and I am in one of the most beautiful place, Hollywood Hills, Griffith Observatory. So this is not a better place. I cannot think about a better time, better place to say hello to all of you from Lady Rocket, Copernic Space, and all of us. And I know Jenna loves Earth, loves space, and we just had a big celebration. Just ended about 15 minutes ago.
Oh, that's
So
amazing. Well,
very happy to be with
congratulations.
you.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you so much for popping on.
Celebration of Copernic Space, since you already know that we are the first. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead,
It's,
please.
you have the mic.
You have the floor.
Yes. Uh, uh, I don't have a very good connection here because we are in the Hollywood Hills, but I will be in a better location shortly. Hello to Player X.
Hi.
I have to tell you, Player, I was showcasing the tokens that you design, Moonpunks and Lady Rocket Foundation at the Griffith Observatory, which is as exclusive as you can get when it comes to celebration of space, at least here in Los Angeles. And this is the place that you, I'm sure, know from a lot of Hollywood films. The Griffith Observatory. So this is like a holy ground of Hollywood too.
That is so cool. You are rugging just a little bit, but we are getting what you're saying.
Okay, let me find a better place to speak and I will join you shortly, okay?
All right, we'll
Thank
talk
you so
soon.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, how
How cool is
many? It's so cool. I would be having a blast there. She's like, oh, just the LA sun.
that?
Like, I
Right?
love it. So today was the solar eclipse, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
and you're launching your moon token on the
Yep.
solar
We
eclipse.
are currently waiting for some high quality images to come out of the Griffith Observatory that will be used for the creation of the token in celebration of today, our Parent 2 launch. And I, again, have to stop there because there is a meaning behind this token. I'm going to let Lady Rocket drop that one. This is going to be an extra special token that's getting made
Oh,
today.
that is so rad. She was like telling me, she's like, Jenna, I think you should totally make a token. Says space. I'm just the person that I don't want to deal with anything that comes along with making a token.
I
So
got you, dude.
I've got to work on, yeah, I might need you with that.
I help you design it from start to finish.
There you go. I love it. I love it. Yeah, I know. Hopefully she can get back on. I know it's crazy. Do you know the other artists who
Oh, yeah.
were included in this or the other brands, companies? Can you name some of them?
Yeah, one of which we sent up as DAM, Digital Asset Management. We have Edster59. We
Oh,
have
cool.
Granny Artist. We have, I believe, Walson Peacock is in there. Kojak. I might have to run into my Twitter to grab some of them.
What were they doing? Didn't I see something that they're doing some kind of a partnership or something with Beeple, or did I imagine that?
No, you did not imagine that. We are currently in talks with people. There was the CryptoPunks party
Yeah.
a couple weekends ago,
Mhm.
where we have we have a relationship with the Paladin Punks, and we received invites through Paladin Punks to join the Beeple party. Otherwise, I would have been looking at the proper party in New York.
Yeah, that was dope though.
So I had to kind of pick and choose. So I opted for the Beeple party, where a Moonpunk line was created in less than 24 hours. We now have the Moonpunks line where we set up with Beeple at Beeple Studio and presented him with his personalized token, at which we are talking with Beeple to send him to the moon as well.
Dope. That's awesome. I love that. How, like, for anybody who is just discovering you and everything, how long have you been creating as Player X and just in the space?
I have been Player X for about 2 years, and this was at the very start. So when XRP had their snapshot for the Songbird network, when that Songbird airdrop happened, I became Player X. I started getting involved in Discord and Twitter and so on and so forth a little bit more. So I was present and creating and helping others build their projects for the first year.
Mm-hmm.
And then about Halloween last year, I dropped my first set of NFTs, just kind of as an entry into the NFT markets. And then a couple months later, I created some very special 101 tokens. You might know which ones I'm talking about.
I do.
And since then, I've been working super hard. But the best place to build is in silence. And now where the platform is built and the branding is basically complete, now instead of building a product and then trying to create the brand, I just chose to create the brand, and now we're going to create the product.
I love it. I think you're so smart to work in silence because so many people say too much and other people are right there to steal their ideas. Welcome back, Lady Rocket.
Yes, hello again. You see behind me famous Hollywood hills full of celebrity housing, and I just want to share with you that I made the decision to relocate Lady Rocket area to West Hollywood and Hollywood Hills because it is so located in a perfect way to fulfill my mission of finding a mega funding to finance extraordinary engagement between us and space. And one of the reasons that I made this decision is because last week I was invited to be a VIP at like 4 different. It takes me about an hour and a half from Malibu to make where the action is in Los Angeles, which is Hollywood and which is downtown. So take a good look. This is a beauty of Los Angeles. We can live in the mountains where downtown is only 15 minutes away. But I would love to share with you a very moving moment when we were standing. And by the way, Copernic Space sponsored what we call pop-up event, which is our ability to use our influence relationships to host events physically in a real life and also virtually at the spectacular locations that are usually not easy to access, or people don't know about them, or they are expensive, exclusive, or all of the above. So our favorite place to host also our NFT artists is Oscar's Museum, which is brand new, incredible. And this is where I was, for example, hosting Pink Floyd Scott Page. Foundation sponsored the biggest Dark Side of the Moon NFT competition with participation of Pink Floyd. So those are type of the things that we do in real life. And by the way, after having an event with Pink Floyd at the Oscars Museum at NFT Los Angeles, I hosted our private event during SpaceX rocket launch at the Vandenberg Space Force Base. All of it is accessible if you are a passport holder, and Player X is an example of how life changes when suddenly you become part of the inner circle of Copernic Space. Although Copernic Space passports in a business, corporate, and sponsor sense are very expensive, as they should be, we have created a very limited edition for subsidized by us, that for the symbolic amount you can acquire 1, 2, or in case of Player, he acquired significant amount of passport, and this is why we engage him in our initiatives like meeting with people. I don't know if you already shared that through Lady Rocket Foundation Spaceables, your design by you token was embraced by people, and I am working with him now on launching incredible moonpunk initiatives. So there is so much, and Jenna is absolutely incredible friend that was introduced to us through Player, and her influence, her beautiful media presence, her message, her identity, personifies and shows the type of the person that we want to go with us to the moon in real life, because Copernic Space next week will be announcing availability of the digital and physical place in SpaceX rocket to send to the moon Louis Vuitton scarf, watch, your NFT, token that Player designed for Lady Rocket Foundation. I'm sending my foundation token to the moon. So we are all over the place to empower blockchain, cryptos, NFTs, to join the most emerging, incredible economy and world for artists, which is space. So I'm so happy to share with you this very special moment, and we really celebrated sun and moon, and I will be posting some pictures.
Oh no, she dropped out.
Yeah,
That is so awesome though.
she'll be back.
Yeah, like I know she's glitching out a little bit, but you can still make out pretty well everything. I mean, I love her energy and everything. And it was so cool because I was at a Lieberland event and I met Scott Page and he was there playing the saxophone. He is absolutely amazing. And he was talking about this NFT collection that he says, going to the moon. And I was like, yeah, bro, everybody's stuff's going to the moon. He's like, no, really, it's going to the moon. And I was like, what? And he started talking to me about it. And that's why I asked you when you got into this. I was like, wait, is this the same? Are these the same people that put Scott Page's, collection of the Pink Floyd? And you're like, I think. And yeah, of course it is. So that's so cool. It's like such a small world at the end of the day. You know what I mean? In the Web3 and crypto space, like I know that we think it's huge, but it's actually like, I don't know. I feel like it's not.
Nope. Yep. Everything is pretty much tied together. These space agencies, as broad as the spectrum as it is, they're all interconnected in some way.
Yeah.
All of the launches next year, X-Punks are going. There's a lot of different people that are going next year. It's all in some way. We're holding hands in some way at the launch pad.
Yeah.
No matter who's there, we're all holding hands.
That's dope. I guess like my question would be, how do you know, like, let's say I put this phone into space, right? And I want to tokenize it. How many tokens do I make for my phone, for my item? Like, how do you gauge that? How do you know?
So I don't have an answer for that because we are currently working on that with DAM right now. And to be honest with you, I think it is going to come down to each individual project and how they want to do that. So
Sure.
where I am very much focused, my largest token creation right now, I think we're four tokens in the same line.
You're very exclusive. Like
Very.
you're very limited, very exclusive. That's how you have always been.
Yep. I never wanted to dilute my brand.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. I mean, nobody wants 10,000 of something.
No.
I agree with that fully and completely.
But that will be, I've got a number of different passport holders in my inbox. They're all wanting these. Again, they are all wanting larger numbers. I don't know that they fully have the concept of the overall cost it is to produce something like this and send it to the moon. But they are very much wanting to get involved with it. They know what's happening. They know where this is going. And again, first movers advantage. They are also trying to take that first movers advantage and utilize what it is that I'm doing.
Exactly. And I thought it was going to be a lot more expensive to get one of these passports and involved in it and everything. And I'm gonna be real, I think they're underpriced right now.
Yeah.
That's just my personal opinion. Obviously, no financial advice on this. This is all entertainment, educational purposes, whatever. But just to get a basic passport is like 150, and then $250 gives you even more access to different things. It's all on their website at Copernic Space. But I was like, to send something into space, and I was talking to Grant, he's like, well, it's not all about the money, you know what I mean? I want normal people to be able to afford to do something like this, and that's just their starting point. So I thought that was pretty cool.
So that parent two, the passport itself doesn't necessarily send something to space. It gives you access to the rocket. It gives you access to the partners. Each individual rocket launch, depending on its altitude, length of time, whether it returns or not, has its own expense. So like overall cost to send a SpaceX Falcon 9 is like $68 million to send that rocket. So we're looking at different ways to send different cargoes now. So like X-Punks, for example, they are sending digital payload.
Okay.
So if you can think of it like that, it's broke down as best as I can understand it. Let's say we're going to use a ledger. A ledger takes up X amount of space and has X amount weight. How much does that account for on the overall cost of the launch itself? Okay. So let's just say, I'm just going to throw out a number just for figure. Say it costs $100,000 to send just one ledger into space. Now we break down to how many megabytes of digital space are on that ledger. How much? So if you are in that ledger and you hold up 10 megabytes, your cost to send that digital payload would be X or Y. Now we're doing these physical tokens. Jenna, you might be able to contest to this. They've got a good, healthy weight to them.
Oh yeah, they do. Like, okay, so obviously this one is in a rock. But guys, you can tell that this is like a quality token. You can pull it out of here. There's actually a QR code on the back that goes to my wallet, but I have other ones that players made me, and they are solid. Like, they're heavy.
So something like that might cost a little bit more money to send into space. Now, I think we're looking at kind of a transverse on how we do this. Do you want to hold the physical brass, or do you want to have the NFT and send your brass to space? Brass being present in space. Gold, palladium, cobalts, platinums, they're all already present in space. So our materials, I don't have to do a whole lot of testing to get them there.
Right. Oh, that's cool. I've never thought of it this way.
Right? So there's a reason why there's certain materials that have been getting used versus just going, well, cool, you can make something out of a solid brass. Why don't you move into something else? Well, my end goal isn't just to have something nice. My end goal is space. My end goal is, I don't believe we're going to remain on space. We're already putting people into space. We're already looking at building solar farms and vegetable farms, food farms on the moon. We have all of these people involved in the Copernic Space platform, and we are all collaborating to get these things done. We're helping each other fund a much greater mission.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, yeah, when the world burns up, when the earth burns up, I mean, all the billionaires will be in space. We already know that. But at least we could throw something up there, right? Even if we can't live there.
Well, we have a lot of talk of like off-chain transactions. Well, these tokens operate off-chain. Mm-hmm. And Stripe has got some things that are coming out right now that are going to get employed or deployed with these tokens. We're going to be integrating a lot of different technology into these tokens so that they will both receive and send payments and NFTs from a metal token.
Wow. That's dope. We've never thought. All right. So what else? I'm not sure if Lady Rocket is coming back, but is there anything else that we have not touched on yet that you want everybody to know about what you're doing, what Copernic Space is doing?
There are so many things, and I'm brain locked a little bit right now because of the amount of excitement that I have.
Well, you can come back and hang out with me anytime, right?
Yeah. Yep. You go.
We kind of like talk every day, so you can come back anytime.
All right. I would just honestly, again, like she says, not financial advice, but everybody's looking for that next new thing.
Mhm.
And this isn't just like a fad. This isn't, a dream where we're talking about something that we want to build. We are building it. It's already done and it is happening. The access is available. Everybody that wants to be involved in this has the opportunity to do it right now. It is on a limited basis. There are not that many passports that exist. So if somebody wants to be involved in this, now is probably a good time to kind of start looking into Copernic Space, looking into passports, decide whether that's right for you, and get involved.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just fun. Like, even if you don't understand it or just get it yet, like, hop in those spaces. Lady Rocket is doing them all the time. I'm telling you,
Every Wednesday.
her energy is contagious. Like, it is. I love it. I love her. So
Yep.
cool.
Every Wednesday, Lady Rocket and Walson Peacock, they have a live space, as well as on Fridays, Grant with Copernic, he does a live space there. So Lady Rocket gives a lot of the updates on partnerships and upcoming events, and Grant speaks a lot on a lot more of the technical side of things that are going on in the background, and he just does a lot of mic drops. What's up, Kitty?
He's been like playing at the door, and I'm like, he wants to say hi. He's
So
my little
something else, and this
stray.
was something that Lady Rocket brought up. So I just had the passing of our last Sharpay last week.
Oh, I'm so
And
sorry.
she went online and did some material searches to find some materials out of a urn that is space friendly. Juno will be the first space dog.
Are you serious?
Yep, we're gonna send our dog into space.
How kind is that? To even just go out of her way and like look for that. Like, that's amazing.
Yep,
And
she
I'm
said
sorry
that.
for your loss. I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
That's my girl. But it's all good. She was an old dog. She outlived every other dog that I've ever known of that breed. So we got a good long time out of her. So we're happy
Good.
about
Good. Well, good. Now she's going to be a space doggy.
Yep.
She's going to make history.
Again.
That's pretty dope, right? That's amazing.
Yep.
That's awesome. Your dog's going to make history. That's beautiful. All right, Claire. Well, thanks so much for coming in. Let's definitely do this again as things progress and we have more to chat about because I'm so interested in this. Now you got me geeking out on all this space stuff. So I'm super stoked. Guys, check out I have the Lady Rocket here at Lady Rocket Space, at Copernic Space on X. We have at Ready Player X. Let me pull up yours. It is at ready_player_x on X. And also he has his own Discord. You'll see that link. You have that posted up on your X as well. So I'll get that here in the stream after we end. Thanks guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. And I will see you guys later.
Jenna, thanks for having me. Have a good one.